Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Pitstick at soulproof.com. Have you ever wondered if children remember or are aware of experiences that happen? Is there awareness while the developing child is in the uterus? And what about at birth? Are they aware of any of that? Well, exciting evidence has surfaced in what is called perinatal evidence. Para referring to around the time, so we're talking about while in the uterus, at the time of birth, or just after birth. This is one of the least well-known categories of evidence that we really are spiritual beings, that we have a consciousness, awareness that not only survives physical death, but now precedes physical birth. So let's back up a little. Perinatal evidence. So these are children who report spontaneously or under hypnosis that they remember and they knew details that happened while they were in the uterus, at the time of birth, or just after birth. These are verified then by the parents. So let's give you an example. Loretta was a 5-year-old girl, and she just started spontaneously telling her parents one day, "Mommy, I remember when you had me in your belly, and you and Daddy took a boat trip before I was born, and you didn't feel very good. I was worried about you, and Dad was worried too, and he told you to look at that building on the shore so you didn't get sick." The parents were astounded because, in fact, as Loretta described, they had wanted to take a trip before they had the child and were tied down. The mother got seasick, and she looked at the lighthouse so she didn't vomit. Now, how did Loretta know about that? Well, the evidence that surfaces from these perinatal evidence research is that this consciousness, this awareness that we each have is present even before birth. Exciting evidence. And it appears that these little children who have just come from spiritual realms remember that, have this greater sense of telepathy, a greater awareness, perception, feeling, but then usually around age 5 they start losing it. That's when they're encultured into, your name is Susie, and you're an earthling, and you're going to school, and that's the color red, and they become good earthlings, but they forget where they came from. Well, these perinatal evidence research indicates that these children do remember. Here's another fascinating example. A little boy named Jason, when he could first talk, around age 3 or 4, said, "Mommy, I remember when I was born, and there was something tight around my neck, and something was sticking me in the head, and I felt like I couldn't breathe." Well, again, the mother was amazed because she, like Loretta's mother, had never told her child about this. Why would she? But in fact, when Jason was being born, he had the cord around his neck, the umbilical cord, so he felt something around his neck. He had a fetal monitor stuck in his head, so something was sticking him. He was delivered with forceps and felt something pinching his cheeks. All details which he couldn't know unless indeed there's this independent awareness separate from the physical body. We'll talk more about perinatal experiences in another tape, but for now, read up on this at my website, soulproof.com. Lots of free articles. Sign up for the free newsletter and learn more about this amazing evidence category.